YouTube was good. I'm back with another vlog. I know it's been a while since I tapped in on these. As I get into my day, I wanted to bring y'all 3 things that I really had to tell myself. 3 things that I had to have an uncomfortable conversation with myself about, because I've really been slacking and I've really been too comfortable. I've really been too comfortable in failure. And when I say too comfortable in failure, I mean, like, I had this goal, I had this idea to do something, and when it didn't move like I thought it was gonna move, when it didn't move like I wanted it to move, I just said, okay, that's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go a different way. No. What I was supposed to do was put my foot on the gas even further, mash it, and keep going. So the 3 things that I wanted to tell y'all about, the number one thing that's gonna change anybody's life in this world is discipline. Discipline is literally the difference between being successful and not being successful. And when we really think about it, like, just take a second and really think about it. In anything that changes your life drastically, it required discipline. And it's not discipline momentarily. I'm sorry. It's not something that you can turn off and turn back on. You have to consistently show up. Not show up today, miss 3 days. No, it requires consistent discipline. That's the way you turn up the heat. That's the way you step on the gas and you mash it and you go full throttle on whatever it is that you chasing and whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. That's the way you do it. And think about sports like boxing. You can't pick and choose when you're going to show up and when you're not going to show up. You can't pick and choose, okay, I'm going to work out today. I'm going to eat okay today, but tomorrow, man, I'm eating what I want to. No, you're going to go in that ring on fight night and get whooped. And it was really a conversation I had to have with myself. Like, bro, you lack discipline, man. You're not disciplined enough. You just not. And that got to change. If you want it, it got to change. And the reason why you're not successful in what you are trying to accomplish is because you're not doing enough and you're not disciplined. Now, number two, they really go hand in hand. I kind of just touched on it a little bit in number one. But number two, man, the number 2 thing you need to change your life is consistency. Anybody could do it for a season. You feel me? Anybody can do it for 3 days, 4 days, a week, 2 weeks. But can you consistently be locked in? Can you consistently be eyes on the prize? See, this is how you take it to another level. This right here, when you be consistently disciplined, that take it to another. Listen, these 2 things are the hardest things to even do in life. So I'm not just saying this to just say it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just talking to y'all like I always say. I'm talking to myself too. Consistency and discipline. Moment. The heat is on 73, but it's cold outside. If y'all know I'm from Cleveland. It's 20 something degrees. It's cold outside. So the heat being on 73 ain't gonna really do nothing. So it's like you riding in the car, it's 20 degrees outside and the heat on 73 when you just being disciplined for a moment. But the second you become consistently disciplined, oh, hold on. We cranking that heat up to about 80. Let me turn it up a notch. You know what I'm saying? Let me really get it going. Listen, if this video is resonating with you, man, drop something in the comments. Because I'm really coming to y'all and I'm coming to y'all and I'm sharing what I had to tell myself. This was a conversation that I had to have with myself. So I'm sharing it with y'all because maybe y'all can relate to it. I'm my biggest critic. I'm my biggest fan. I'm my biggest critic. So with that being said, I understand that I have to be hard on myself if I want to get to where I want to go. So number 1, discipline. Number 2, consistency in that. And not even just in discipline, consistency in everything that you do. You want to start a YouTube channel, you got to be consistent, bro. You got to be willing to post, you got to be willing to record, you got to be willing to edit, even when you don't feel like. You want to lose weight, you have to show up for yourself consistently, bro. Sis, you got to do this consistently. You have to consistently eat clean. You have to consistently work out. You can't do it for 2 weeks and then look at your body like, oh, I don't see results, so this ain't working, I quit. No. Come on, man. You gotta be consistent. And as I'm on my way to the gym right this second, it's because I told myself, bro, you tripping. You tripping. Get in the gym consistently. You've been an athlete your whole life. Why is it so hard for you to just get up first thing in the morning and get to the gym? Why is that hard? Because I lack discipline. Because I have a problem with being consistent right now. Y'all see, I look rough, man. I don't have a haircut. My face ain't clean. I'm in that mode, bro. I'm in that mode where don't nothing else really matter besides me and getting myself right. Don't nothing else even matter right now. And I'm giving this energy to y'all because this is the energy that I had when I finally got it, when it clicked. I'm like, that's it. That's the problem. When I finally got it and it clicked, it lighted a fire in me. Like, it really made me question my ability. Like, not my ability, that's the wrong word, but it made me question myself, because you mean to tell me this whole time you've been just down in the dumps, you've been thinking about what you got to do, why it's not working, why it's not popping. The only thing that you didn't do was show up for yourself properly. And this is what I'm telling myself, like, bro, you're not showing up for yourself properly, man. You're not disciplined. You're not being consistent. I built a restaurant from scratch, y'all, in Cleveland. I built a restaurant from scratch. I knew absolutely nothing about the restaurant industry when I opened my restaurant. Through discipline and consistency alone, consistently posting every single day. Man, there was days I would sit in the restaurant and have 0 customers, man. Sitting in a restaurant for 12 hours and have 0 customers. I would be in there being able to watch movies. I would be able to be in there doing all types of things because I'm just sitting here and I have time. I'm just sitting here all day long, bro. And I sat there. I mean, this wasn't just a once or twice thing. This was something that consistently happened. I sat in that restaurant not having a single customer. Do you know how that feels to put your all into something and try to give a product to the city, to the community, and nobody show up for you? But guess what? I stayed down, I stayed patient, and I consistently showed up for myself. I consistently showed up for my business. Now, looking back, almost 4 years ago, you know what I'm saying? I've turned the restaurant into a real business, into a lucrative business, something that generates me an income. I've turned it into that. Now, it's still got a way to go. It's still got a way to keep going. But at the same time, like I said, I'm proud of what I've turned that into. I'm so proud of what I turned that into, man. And number 3, the number 3 thing, this could have really been number 1, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like the discipline and consistency is blah, blah, blah. I feel like the discipline and consistency factor matters the most. But this matters too. So, you can rank, actually, in no order. These are the top 3 things in no order. The number 3 thing that I'm going to say you need is that belief in yourself. And I say this because initially, I talked about this before, but when you have an idea, when you have something that you want to do, when you have a dream, initially, nobody else is going to believe in you. It's going to sound crazy to them. Nobody else is going to believe in you. It's going to sound crazy. So you have to have a belief in yourself that you're going to make it. You got to have a belief in yourself that no matter what, you got to have that no matter what y'all say, I know I'm going to make it. No matter how y'all feel about what I'm doing, I know I'm going to get it done. And what that's gonna do for you, is I talked about the heat, right? I talked about the heat going from 73 to 80. That's gonna max that heat out. When you got discipline, consistency, and belief in yourself, you're gonna max that heat out. Listen, that heat gonna go to however high it can go, 85, 86, or high, however high it can go. That's what that heat gonna go to.